I'm Jeff Hickman. I'm the senior producer for Warhammer Online, which is what we're talking about.
Wow, it's much more impressive than me. I'm Paul Barnett. Hello, Mum. Hello, kids. I'm the creative director.
What? I didn't say hello to my mother.
That's because you're not as clever as me.
You're right. PvP is like, I run out because I really want to, and I find some guy that I can kill so that I get some reward. I mean, that's basically PvP. Some gratification happens, some reward happens to me. RVR is 1,000 times, more complex, maybe better than that. So RVR is really a state of mind where I have an entire realm behind me that I am fighting for. I have realm pride. I have things to lose for my realm. I have things to gain for my realm. RVR is an ability for me to go out and kill my enemy, whether it's one person or an entire army, gain things for myself, as well as gain things for my realm. And so it's this feeling of, you can't take my land, but I'm going to take yours. And when I take your land, boy, I know you're going to give it back to me. You're going to fight me for it. So it's this feeling of purpose and reason behind killing other players.
What you want in these games is a reason to keep playing. Endless heroic struggle. What is one of the great ways you can do that? Well, one of the greatest ways of doing it is knowing that if you play it right, you can slaughter people, go all the way to their capital cities, set fire to their cities, kick down doors, bring their king out, humiliate him, chop his head off, and dangle it in front of all the losers who are not as good as you, going, I'm better than you. RVR is the ultimate braggability. You think the Germans have ever recovered after World War II? No! Why? Because the Americans won. You hear what I'm saying?
Can you say that?
What? Can I say that? No? They lost!
Okay. So if you think of public quests as community quests almost, where any RPG or many games have kind of missions or personal quests that you can go to an NPC, you can talk to that NPC and he'll give you a task of some sort. Go kill the dwarves, go collect me some monkeys, whatever it is. So personal quests are kind of generic staple for any of these types of games. Of course we have thousands of those. Public quests is a way for me to enter an area and be told the story of that area and participate in the story of that area with everybody else who's in that same place. So I walk into a location, a public quest is automatically given to me, and it's automatically given to everybody else who's in the area. We participate in it together. We don't have to be grouped, though we can be grouped if we want to be, but we are just running around. We're collecting monkeys one after the other, and as I collect monkeys, Paul's counter ticks up. As Paul collects monkeys, my counter ticks up. Based upon how much I do in the public quest, I get rewarded for that. How much Paul does, he gets rewarded for it. Public quests are also multi-phased, so when we stop collecting monkeys, now we have to go deposit all the monkeys in barrels. So,
barrels of monkeys.
Barrels of monkeys. So, that's for my daughter.
Okay.
These public quests tell the story through different phases of the public quest. So I go through phase 1, I finish it. Phase 2 starts up, we go through phase 2, we finish it. Phase 3 starts up, we go through phase 3, we finish it. Eventually it culminates in some massive battle for the conclusion of that story, excuse me. After the public quest is complete, you get rewarded for the contribution that you've done in that public quest.
Public quests, they're not crap. Public quests pass the genius test. The genius test is simple. If you see something and it makes you go, of course, but you've never seen it before, that's genius. Public quests will change the course of MMOs forever. Why? One simple reason, apart from the fact they're cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
One of the boring things about MMOs, right, is logging in and realising you've got to wait an hour to find 5 people who you don't really like, to pretend to group with them, to try and get fat loot. Fat loot, yeah, all that rubbish. What does public quest allow you to do? Turn up, see a giant, wander around, kill stuff, the giant picks up an enormous mine, bowling balls it down, blows walls up, dwarves come out, you get to shoot and kill them, and it's just great. They're just great. Never mind the stages, they're just great. Wait till you play them. And not only that, there's loads of them, and they're everywhere, and they're all one fires a cannon, right, an enormous cannon, and brings down half a mountain. Just collapses, and just, it's the greatest thing you're ever going to see.
True. That's good.
That's my bit.
Yeah, I like it. If you think of the Tome of Knowledge as a scrapbook of your history in the game, it's truly a game within the game of achievements, unlocks, recording where you've been, hinting at where you can go, showing you your life within the game. That's the Tome of Knowledge. I'm not going to talk about the mechanics. Paul will punch me. There's lots of different mechanics about unlocking this and discovering that and achieving this and unlocking that. But truly, this is your life within the game.
The Tome of Knowledge. The Tome of Knowledge exists for many reasons. It exists because it's cool. It exists because we're not just making a game. We're making a hobby. We're making something that requires skill, commitment, imagination. There's skill in gaining all the things out of the Tome of Knowledge. It's got the backstory. It's got the reason you're doing things. It's got subtlety in it. I mean, usually subtlety is not important in computer games, but it is in a long-term computer game.
That's right.
It provokes imagination. What am I going to get next? What am I going to unlock? As you discover things, it draws the story together. There's a great bit in our game where you find these barrels. You smash them open, and they've got semi-naked dwarves in it. Now,
well, they just came over the...
No. Why do you
Sorry.
do that? Semi-naked dwarves, right? That's a gag about Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay that only about 5 people in the world would get. But later on, you unlock other stuff in the Tome of Knowledge which explains how the dwarves ended up being nailed in barrels and chucked off a waterfall. Now, some people just go, I don't care, give me the fat loot. Give me the fat loot. But the people who give a damn, they go, hey, the story integrates. And for those people who hate story, you know those bits where you play games and then text scrolls up and they have a voiceover? And you can read 500 times faster than the actor is reading this. And you get you just, good, yeah? None of that. People who go, I hate story, you're fine. Then unlock stuff and get joy. People who go, I love story, read it offline. People who like collecting things, you're away. People who like unlocking special, unique, like mega clever hats with
new titles.
The what do we call it? The mummified snotling.
Oh, that's genius.
That was it's in the
it's
Tome
true.
of Knowledge. And our story is a great story because it's about endless, perpetual, heroic fighting. It's an excuse for us to take your money for the next 10 years. And thus is great.
And have you liked it?
Actually, it's not bad read either.
Yeah. So the game's going to come out early 2008. You like that? Early 2008.
Early 2008.
That's it. That's all I got. Why is the game great?
WoW are basically the Beatles.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
You can't beat the Beatles. You can't outsell the Beatles.
Huh?
If you attempt to be like the Beatles, then you're like all those other bands that weren't the Beatles. We're not trying to be the Beatles. We're Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
We're very heavy metal. We rock. We're the cooler, better band. Louder. Less members.
Can you put some Led Zeppelin music behind that part?
Are you going to sing Stairway to Heaven?
I've been practicing.
Have you?
Yeah.
No.